And and there we have it. It's Monday night. It's 8 p.m. and it has been a while. Madam Producer, I'm having a hard time finding that. Could you grab it and share it to my page, please? Um, it is so good to be back in front of you all. The night show will be abbreviated. We won't have a whole lot of props. We're just gonna kick it back and forth, but it won't work if you don't talk back to me. Listen, tonight's show, unfortunately, is going to be dedicated to a hometown hero here in Jacksonville, in the person of Mr. Bigger Ranking. Um, Bigger left us a few weeks ago. He was a hip hop mogul who assisted many Southern hip hop artists. And I'm not going to act like I knew him or knew much about him, but I certainly heard a lot about him over the last 3 weeks, and had a kind of close encounter with his service the other day. He was a mentor. He was a producer, music producer to several, as I said, Southern artists such as uh, 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 what's his name? Rick Rose. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And also, he mentored many in the Atlanta area, producing for Sierra. Sierra was here in Jacksonville for the viewing and the funeral on Saturday. She headed a host, a delegation of many artists that he had helped, and he just made a impact in the local and the regional hip hop community. Talking about Bigger Ranking, and but the thing that gets my real attention, especially me not knowing him, what gets my attention is that everybody spoke of what a nice guy he was. He didn't have to be flippant. He didn't have to be um, anything but just act like somebody who loves God, and he was unabashed about his spirituality, and he was a help to artists and took delight in helping them, kind of like reaching out and touch somebody's hand, making their world a better place just because he can. And we just we salute him. We heard about him from South Florida upon his passing, and then while in Jacksonville, every day the news was flooded with information about Bigger. And on the way to a service that I was a part of on Saturday, we passed the beginning of his funeral procession, and when I saw Jacksonville Sheriff's Office doing the escort, I said, "Man, this somebody got some ducats because most people get those renter. I don't want to refer to my brother, sister law enforcement officers as renter cops, but they got private security to lead their escort. But here, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and they were they were positioned in almost every corner. They did the lead escort, the rear escort, and I don't know how to tell you this, but maybe just using mileage. We saw the beginning of the procession at the base of, I call it 20th Street Expressway. They call it Martin Luther King Parkway now, where it went down to head towards Moncrief from Myrtle Avenue and Fairfax and all of that. And when we got way out US 1, which you're talking mile and a half, there were cars still coming. How do I know? I was making speed in the other direction, and police were along that whole line. And I just thought that spoke volumes. And then, which is something that happens here in Duval, he was he did the ride down Florida Avenue. I think it's Philip Randolph Boulevard now, where he had a business, and just like at Little Papa's possession, there were people all along, uh, giving him a farewell hug or a sign or shouting the word Duval, because he is the one that we understand originated that. There's some controversy about that, but they say he had originated the term Duval. So, hey, Bigger Rankin, God bless you. Thank you, Lord, for sending him our way, and thank you for the souls and the lives that you touch and the spirit in which you did. We'll see you in the dawn, brother. And show is also tonight. This abbreviated show tonight is further dedicated to Lisa McIntosh. Lisa is a hometown friend of my wife's, and because she's my wife's friend, we're friends, and she and her sister and my wife are like best of friends. And Lisa left us very unexpectedly about 2 weeks ago, and she was taking care of her grandkids. She had relocated to take care of grandkids while her daughter was deployed. Just to tell you about her spirit, uh, Lisa and I knew each other from Coast Jacksonville, and we were in Fort Lauderdale together. I would preach over at her home church, and lo and behold, she would end up as secretary, administrative assistant for my dear friend Pastor Burrell when he was at another ministry in Pompano Beach, Florida. And I would check up on her through my friend and just see that she was well and that all was well. And to learn that Lisa left us very unexpectedly 2 weeks ago was indeed something that we were not ready to receive. Uh, After being at the visitation the other night, um, I stopped by the Golden Corral to get a meal, and I remembered I remember it stuck out to me that the last time we saw Lisa when we were up here in April, and she was here hoping to receive her daughter who was going to be stopping by here for a short time. Um, she saw me across the restaurant, and I was going out to get something from the car, and she thought I was leaving, and she said, "No, you're not going nowhere. Do you give me a hug?" She made her way to me. She put her arms around me and hugged me. She said, "Listen, you put those. I do three prayers from the daily reading Bible in 1 year, and I do those adapted prayers. They say you post those prayers. No way." No way, you're not gonna get out here without a hug. I say, Miss Lisa, I'm coming back to sit down and enjoy you guys as company. And that is exactly what we did. Only God knew, and I'll leave it at that. Only God knew. Hats off to her family, her loved ones, and everybody for just an awesome celebration of her life this week. This weekend, she leaves two young people, two darling a young man and a young lady. Um, the, and three loving grandchildren, and a host of sisters, a mother, brother, and siblings, friends, and family, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces. And so, Lisa, we love you, dear. We will see you in the dawn. God bless you, and thank you for the big heart that you have shown to us while living here on this realm. And we just look forward to seeing you on the other side on that great getting up morning. All right. Um, Tonight's going to be an abbreviated show. We don't have clips, we don't have posters, but everybody we talk about, you're going to know about it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time dealing with no orange madness tonight. There's been a lot of things going on, but let's just talk about some of the things that's up to date and relevant. Um, the last before I kind of lost touch with the news cycle over the weekend, Iran was supposed to receive a healthy dose of napalm bombing from the United States military. That didn't happen. The president's spin is that he is he's anticipating that they are willing to sit down to the conference table. We've heard both of those many times over. We've heard him say that. We've heard that, and nothing materialized. In fact, most of the times, the Iran delegation said they had not had any contact with the U.S. government or any of its aficionados. So we'll see how that goes. It's terrible that when one's integrity is so horrific that you can't believe anything, particularly when it's to the life and death of our young people. And we have many young people who are in harm's way as a result of what many of us feel is a needless conflict. So we just pray that this thing works out and is handled well and handled soon. Certainly, he's under pressure because the Republican conference is experiencing very low ratings in polls because of what they are expecting to be a Democratic bloodbath. Now the other side of that is The Democratic Party is having a faction who have identified themselves as socialist, and let me back up. I'll come back to that in a minute. And they're trying to identify them because they identify themselves as socialists. The other side calls them communist. Well, what is America built on? What is Social Security? What is Medicare? What is Medicaid? What is paying income taxes every April 15th? It's all a part of us coming together for a shared experience to live together in this nation. So uh, I just want to throw that out at us. Prayers to everyone in the Spokane, Washington area who are enduring these debilitating forest fires at this time. One of the things, and really, I'm not trying to politicize this, but one of the things that's being said is that Doge cut some of the people that could have assisted in preventing some of these forest fires and some of these natural disasters. So we'll look and see how that works itself out. Now, again, when I left the news cycle on Friday, the president was going to try a okey doke because it didn't look like his candidate, his nominee Todd Blanche, his personal attorney, who has been acting as a personal attorney, even as the acting attorney general, his nomination for attorney general was in jeopardy. And at the end of the week, he was refusing to sign off on two main issues. Number one, that $1.6 billion that was supposed to go to January the 6th criminals, that he wouldn't sign off on that at that point, and also he was not willing to sign off on anything that would excuse the president, his families, his companies of income tax, any kind of income tax crimes or violations. And so as a result, two Republican senators, both of whom he helped to get unelected in the primaries, were holding up the nomination, and they had the ability to turn the vote in the committees. And because of that, they said unless he was willing to sign those things away, and they would disappear. Well, just before we came on, we learned that apparently they have agreed to do that, and I want to make sure I'm right, and that he is willing to sign off on the anti-weaponization fund. Anyway, it doesn't say anything about his the president's issues. Could you imagine that? Him wanting to have a pardon beforehand for income tax violations. We're talking about a president who kept stalling and stalling and stalling and putting off. And then finally, somebody put his income tax information out, which the American people had every right to see while he was running in 2015. He kept stalling and lying and stalling. And so it got out. And so that $1.6 billion is something that he negotiated with his personal attorney, who is the acting attorney general, who is seeking to become the attorney general. But supposedly that's been signed off, and we don't know about the income tax. But we'll wait and see. And supposedly those two Republican senators would relent and vote for him to be confirmed as the next attorney general. Wow. I remember watching the hearings week before last, and when they asked him, he said, yes, he was attorney for president. And then he backed away and said he was the acting attorney general. But it was more than most of us think was a slip of the tongue. We thought that what he said really was him speaking what he felt. Oh man, did anybody see last week? The last thing I saw was the Dr. Fauci debacle. Rand Paul, hey man, what are you going to be? Are you going to call out the president on January the 6th because you were in the Capitol and your life was in danger? You know, and at that time, you along with Lindsey Graham, who said it was been a fine ride, President Trump, but it has to end. Don't want to disparage the late Senator Graham, but you along with him spoke against it. But when it came to the vote, I don't think you voted to impeach him, or you didn't vote. If I'm correct, you did not vote. And I want to add that stipulation. If I am correct, you did not vote to remove him from office when it got to the Senate, when he was impeached by the House. Um, and now you're coming after the man who we think, many of us think, saved a lot of lives, was instrumental in saving a lot of lives, in Dr. Fauci. And you tried to blister him. One senator, I want to say it was a guy from Missouri, but I'm not sure. One senator just used the F word and saying, "Who the blank do you think you are?" Amazing. Senator Dr. Fauci, who is 85 years old and retired, and should have retired with the Congressional Medal of Honor. I'm not sure if he did or not. Had the good fortune to hire attorneys who advised him to plead the fifth. He pled the fifth. They say good morning to him. He pled the fifth. And congratulations to him and his contingent. Somebody said, I'd rather have him. And they just went down the list of negligent people who are running our government right now. All right, let's shift gears. A lot of stuff has happened since we have last been together. Last we were together, we were kind of speculating as to where LeBron should go. I was all right with several of the teams. I did not want to see him return to Cleveland. I just didn't want to see him. I didn't see anything coming from that. And probably a lot of it that has to do that I have no faith in James Harden as a playoff participant. And he and Donovan Mitchell did not seem to have meshed well enough to. They did get past Detroit in a game 7, but they were ultimately swept by the Knicks on the way to their championship. They were, after blowing that 29-point lead in the first game, they had seemingly no competitive fires left, and it just left a bad taste. James Harden has never performed admirably in playoff competition, and because of that, I just didn't have a whole lot of faith in him. So I'm glad LeBron didn't go there. Now, two of my teams that were in the running, the beloved Heat and the Dubbers, I could have lived with that. Had he gone to the Heat, he would have been the point forward. He would have moved the offense, and he showed how he could play point guard when he was with the Lakers. And they told him when he signed on with that star-studded team that they had, or that very talented team that won the pandemic championship, he orchestrated that offense and did a great job of doing so. He meshed in, put his his talents on some respects, but in other respects, he pitched in. So I could have seen him go to the Dubbers and gone out there and just meshed in with Steph and Draymond and that crew. And maybe when Jimmy Butler came back, maybe they could have made some noise in the playoffs. It really would have been fun to see how that would have come out. Oklahoma City is going to be horrific to get past. We got a taste of what the Spurs will be. I don't know if the Dubbers would have had enough with him, but it would have been a fun season. They would have been on TV often. It would have just been a great seeing those superstars paired up. But had he come to the beloved Heat, he would have played an intricate part as the point forward who would have orchestrated between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo. That would have been exciting to see. Really exciting. He would have been the man orchestrating that offense. And LeBron is 6'8.5", about 260, and the boy is built solid. He could drive that lane at will. He could unleash his three-pointer or his elbow shot because of his side and his finesse. It would have been very interesting to see what that would have looked like. So I've been a Sixer fan ever since the early 80s when they kept losing to the Lakers with my dog, Dr. J. So I certainly did have a problem. When Jimmy Buckets was there, I pulled heavily for them. I mourned when they lost that last second, 5-second shot bouncing around the rim, the Kawhi Leonard shot that knocked them out of the finals that year. So when he decided to go there, it said one thing to me. All of this that we were hearing from Rich Paul about him just wanting to have fun, money didn't matter. No, money doesn't matter on one hand. Salary, he knew that was going to be limited. pretty much across the board unless he went to a sorry team and he didn't want to do it. The operative word was happy. So, what is his definition of happy? What I think we learned on last Friday, Friday before last, when he made his decision. Happiness for him is another title. Happiness for him with being the first person to win four titles, four different teams. He won titles in Miami, Cleveland, and in Los Angeles on his second year there. He signed a 2-year contract with Philadelphia. Now he's going to live in New York City. Supposedly he reached out to New York, and he didn't get the interest that would have caused him to sign there. We understand he's going to take a helicopter. He's going to commute from New York to Philly via helicopter as the weather allows, and commute by car other times. What your definition of happiness was, LeBron, was winning a chip. You went to a team, everybody's talking about Joel Embiid, and they'll go as far as he goes. With that team that Nick Nurse has there, with Jalen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, with that young kid, the rookie from last year, and I'm missing somebody. And now you, LeBron, it wasn't about happiness and just playing and teaming up with Steph and just making it a fun season and throwing alley oops and watching Steph shoot 3-pointers when he came out the locker room. It wasn't about that. You wanted to go to a ready-made team that could win a title. Without Embiid, you guys will be formidable contestants for the Eastern Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Championship, actually. So we'll see how that plays out. So I'm all right with you, LeBron, going there. Just I wish the best for you, man. Michael's gonna always be number one. I don't care if you do chip 2 years. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan when it comes to the basketball court. You do great things off the court. Great personality. I wish you stopped cursing so much for our young people, but awesome ambassador of the game. But as far as between the lines, Michael at this point will be number one. I don't care what era, how you put it. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is number one, but you're a strong number two, regardless of how your career plays out. And I hope that it plays out fantastically for you. Now, in the upcoming weeks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to compare some eras, compare some teams, compare some dynasties. Uh, One of them is going to be looking at the dubbers of the mid 2000 teens, that between 2015 and 2021, I think it was, who of 21 or 22, that now has four titles in that short span. We're going to look at them compared against the six-time champion Bulls, against the Larry Bird Celtics, against the Bill Russell Celtics, against the early Kareem led Lakers, and against the Showtime Lakers that Pat Riley orchestrated. I know some of y'all are talking about some other teams. Hey man, it starts and ends there. Those are ends there. Those are the teams that we're going to compare and look at. All right, we got football coming up. I really wanted to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Um, is he going to be overworked? Are they asking too much, expecting too much of him? Should he sit? Should he fully recover? Why risk it with so many question marks over that team this year? Yes, you have Eric Bieniemy back as the offensive coordinator, and by the way, we're praying uh, goodwill blessings upon his wife, and also um, untested offensive line that has needed work since that thrubbing in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. We hope that has been repaired now. And the defense, we know they have made the moves, and along with that, and Spags being the defensive coordinator, we think they're going to have world class defense until the offense catches up. But the question I'm raising is, should uh, should Patrick Mahomes be sacrificed while all that's coming together? We'll talk about that. We're going to do some comparisons. We're going to look at each division, each conference, and then kind of maybe have a little fun as we get closer to the end of August, the first game, and make our own predictions. That only works if you'll contribute, and we need you to do that. All right. Along that same vein, in the world of entertainment, I got this idea off of social media. Somebody asked, what was the Isley Brothers? top song. And growing up in those late 70s, mid 70s and early 70s, um, I remember the day that for like 3 or 4 straight years, it was the Isley Brothers, the Ohio Players, and the OJs released albums at that time. No, and the Spinners more so than the OJs. They released albums during those times during that era, and during those album releases, we were kind of asking, okay, who the baddest? What's the baddest? So we're gonna do our version of that VS thing, and we're gonna call it the best series. The best series. We're gonna see which group that we like of that era, which rock group that we like. Was it rock? Was it Journey or was it Foreigner? Which soul was it Ohio Players or was it Parliament? Was it the Ohio or was it the Isley Brothers or was it the Spinners? We're going to do that kind of thing and have a little fun with it, and we'll ask what was the top hits of each of those groups. I got my idea, but I want to hear from you, and we'll talk that thing out. Okay. All right. Hey, we're going to go to break. That's what's going to be coming up next week. Is it a Toya takeover, or will we go back and revisit the anniversary of Purple Rain? Inquiring minds and inching ears want to know. Let's go to break. Gospel, blues, or jazz. If it's on record, you'll find it one of Paul Kaiser's 4 record bars. Wait a minute, Dozie. That's retro, man. That's retro, and that's Duval. They don't have albums as such anymore. But when we talk about doing digital work, that team of Go Giga X, man, when we say they got you, they got you. I'm not in a whole lot of lighting today, but they make this boy relatively look good, and that's not easy to do. The production that you see here in the Golden Square podcast, oh yeah, Toya does a voiceover on that. We got to talk about that, Toy. But the Toyas and Markia, they do an awesome job, whether it's digital producing or whether it's web building. Hey, they got you. Go Giga X. Give them a try. It may be starting your own podcast. It may be building a webpage for your business. Whatever it is, give them a shot and they'll make you look good. We're getting out of here now. This was an abbreviated show. Thank you for helping to make this happen. Hope to see you shortly. Hop on next week and enjoy a dialogue with Dozie. We're going out tonight with this brother is Elon Rivera. He often does the dances with Swisser X and others. Swisser 3 times rather, as they go into Walmarts and Sam's Clubs, and they go to historic places around the globe. They go into train stations. They go wherever people are and just spread joy. That's what we call this segment. And we're going to get out of here tonight with Elon Rivera. He's an avowed Christian, and go check him out on social media and hear what he has to say. Enjoy his talents right now. We'll see you shortly.
What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do? You wanna get out? What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? by standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Come on and get down on it. If you really want it, get down on it. You gotta feel it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. I say, people, what you gonna do? You gotta get on the groove if you want your body to move. Tell me, baby, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really won't take a chance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. When you're dancing, get down on it. 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 Come on and get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. Sha-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do? Get your back up off the wall. Dance, come on. Get your back up off the wall. Dance, come on. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. If you really want it, get down on it. You gotta feel it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. While you're dancing, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Oh, 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 yeah. Get down on it.
Is that a wrap?
Yes, sir.
All right.